Hi parents, Mr. Patrick, the ELC South Librarian here. Today I'll be walking you through the steps to place holds on books in our library catalog. A quick message for our remote students. If your home campus is not the ELC South, these steps are still correct and you can still place holds in your home campus's library catalog. But the dates and times that we'll talk about later in the video will vary based on campus. So if your home campus is not the ELC South, you'll need to contact your home campus librarian to find out what days and times they allow for pickup. And if you need help finding out who your home campus librarian is, I'll be happy to help you with that. Just send me an email with your name, your student's name, and your home campus, and I can get you that information. My email address is patrick.adams@kellerisd.net. With that out of the way, let's get started. All right, so the first step is to get to your K-Cloud and have your student log in. So I know many of you are using different types of devices, so it may look a little bit different. I'm currently on a laptop doing this, but you might be on an iPhone or an iPad or another tablet or a Chromebook or any of many different possible devices. But the main idea is get to your K-Cloud first and sign in using the username, your student's ID number, and the password Keller. Once you're in there, we can move forward. So I'll give you a second to make sure that you're signed in to the correct account on K-Cloud. All right, parents. So once you've logged in, your K-Cloud may look slightly different than this one, but this should give you the general idea. I'm currently signed in as my son to give you a student view. The important thing to be looking for here to help you get to the next step where we can actually start looking at books in the library is you're looking for this folder here that says Library Find a Book. So my cursor is right over it at the moment. That's what you want to look for, that Library Find a Book, and click in it. And you may have some of these things. You might have all of these options. It doesn't matter what extra things you have, but I know for sure that everyone is supposed to have Destiny Discover and the Sora ebooks and audiobooks. Right now, we're looking at the Destiny Discover. So when you click on Destiny Discover, it's going to bring you to the Destiny catalog. And this is for Bluebonnet Elementary. We're going to flip over to what it should look like for the ELC South. So you can see these are all the ELC South books that are currently listed. We've got the recently added, we've got popular titles, and you can even do searches on topics. So we'll give you a second to take a look around there, and then I'll explain how to start placing holds. All right, parents. So now that we've given you a second to kind of look around, you hopefully have noticed that each of these tiles represents a book that's in the library. Obviously, the green tagged in books are in our library and available. The red tagged out books are out and not available currently. You can place a hold on either of these. If you place a hold on an out book, it won't be placed on your account. It won't be available for you until after it's returned and has sat through a 7-day quarantine. So that's going to be a longer process. So if you're really looking for books that you want to get home and get into your child's hands, you want to be looking at the books that are available and in. When you click on a tile, it flips over, gives you a little bit more information. It tells you the call number and who the author is. If you click more details, it'll bring up a page for you to look at, and it basically tells you, okay, here's all of that information. Plus, if it's available, it will give you a summary of the book. So here it tells you that this book, press here, instructs the reader on how to interact with the illustrations to create imaginative images. So that's kind of a fun little book that some of the kids really enjoy because it's a little bit more interactive. They have to touch pictures and that kind of thing. If you're interested in that, but might not want that specific book, but books similar to it, we have related books that are either about art or color or maybe more interactive. Those are listed below, and you can click on any one of those, and it will bring you that information. And so there's a hold button here next to the picture of the book, where you can place a hold that way. On the front page of the picture tile, there's a hold button in the bottom corner. But obviously, this is very limited in what you can search. This is just the most recent books that I've added to our collection, and then the most popular books. Some of them are labeled teaching. If you find a book that's labeled teaching, that's for the teachers to use. It's obviously not for students, so we're not going to be placing those on hold. And if you do place it on hold, we won't be checking it out to parents. Those are for teacher use only. But we have a search bar, and the search bar is really what you want to be looking at. This is going to let you refine your search to something that your student is really interested in. So maybe they're interested in Superman. So if you do a search for Superman, here's the books that we have that are related to Superman. We've got a lot of them. A bunch of them are about character traits. We've got some origin stories for Lex Luthor and Crypto and Bizarro. So we've got some different Superman books, but maybe that's not really what you're looking for. Maybe your child's more into The Pigeon by Mo Willem. And so we can pull up the Pigeon books by Mo Willem, and we can place a hold that way. So you can take a look around and find what books you're most interested in. The system should allow you to place 2 holds at a time. So we're asking that you limit yourself to 2 so that other people have an opportunity also. And as soon as you return the books, once we've checked them out to you, return them, that kind of stuff, you can place more holds and get new books. Once they're actually checked out to you, you can place 2 new holds. So while you have books at home, you can find more books that you'd be interested in so that when you're returning books, you can have new books ready for you to check out. And we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But this gives you an idea of how to place a hold and how to see our collection. Obviously, there's filters along the side that'll help you find more books that your students might be interested in as well. Okay, parents, so here's where we get to the details, the how, the when, the where of picking up books that have been placed on hold. The answer to this is Wednesday as far as the when. The how and the where, those are different depending on whether your student is a face-to-face learner or a remote learner. So to start with, I will be placing books. If you place a book on hold, I will be checking out those books and having them available for pickup on Wednesdays. So what I need from you is to make sure that if you are wanting to get a book placed on hold and checked out to your student, that the request needs to be put into the system by Tuesday at 3 p.m. the day prior. So this week, if you want to pick up a book on a Wednesday, that book request needs to be submitted. You place it on hold in the system by Tuesday at 3 p.m. so that it can be available on Wednesday for you to pick up or for it to be sent home. And we'll get more into those details in just a minute. But Tuesday by 3 p.m., the book's placed on hold. Then the rest of this is true for the next day, that Wednesday, as long as we have school. So if your student is face-to-face at the ELC South and you've placed a hold on a book by Tuesday at 3 p.m., I will get that book checked out to your student, and I will deliver that book to your child's classroom on Wednesday for them to take home in their backpack. So that's how we'll do that. And then if you place a new hold on a book, we can check those books. We'll allow 2 books per student to be checked out as a maximum. That's how the elementary schools are doing it as well. So 2 books at a time. So if you've placed 2 books on hold before you can get any more books, those books have to be returned before you can check out a new book. If you want to keep one and return one, you can place a hold on one to get one, but we're going to limit it to 2 books per person at a time. So the following week, if you want to return those and have new books on hold ready to go, we can do that and switch them out. That's doable. If your child is a remote student, again, the request needs to be put in by Tuesday at 3 p.m. so that I can pull the books and have them ready to go. On Wednesday, from 1:30 to 2:30, I will be available at the front of the school. You just pull up like you're going to drop off a student or pick up a student in the 200 hallway line. You pull up to the curb there, come out, because I'm going to have a whole cart. I can't just be bringing that everywhere, but come to me show me your ID so that I know you match up with the student. I hand you the books. You're good to go. They'll already be checked out and ready to go for you. And again, same process. If you have 2 books checked out, before you can check out a new book, at least one of them has to be returned. We're going to keep it to a maximum of 2 checked out to any student. And that'll be the process for that. If those times do not work for you, email me and we'll see what we can do to work out a schedule. I see students in classes throughout the week, which makes it so that my window of opportunity to physically get books to people is limited. So if the Wednesday from 1:30 to 2:30 does not work for you for any of a myriad of reasons, send me an email, let me know, and we'll see what we can do to work it out with you. At that point, there's only so much I can do, but I will try my best to get books into the hands of students. That's my goal. So if you need help with that, if the 1:30 to 2:30 doesn't work, we'll see what we can do to find a workaround for that. Just email me at patrick.adams@kellerisd.net, and we can try to work something out. But that 1:30 to 2:30 time is really going to work best for the majority of people, and it's going to be the easiest on me and making sure that those books are available at that time. So that's really when we're going to focus on hoping that you can get there and get that going, so that we can get you the books that you're looking for your students. All right, parents, just one more thing. I want to make sure that you're not making extra trips up to the campus. I would hate for you to get up here and find that your book's not ready for one reason or another. So before you make the trip up to the campus to pick up the book, especially if you're a remote learning student, we want you to make sure that your book is really ready for you. So I'm back into the Destiny Discover, and I'm in my son's account. So we've placed a book on hold for him just to show you how this works. So in the top corner next to the help, you should have your student's name and a student icon. If you click on that, it'll let you see what's checked out. It'll let you see any holds, fines. We're not doing fines this year. I do request that you try to send the books back on time, but if it's a day or two late, or if there's something that comes up, I get it. We're not going to have fines unless there becomes an issue like a book is completely damaged or something like that, and I'll get in touch with you at that point. So please do remind your students to be taking care of these. We want everybody to be able to use these books, so keep those books as neat and careful. Take care of them as much as possible. We don't want any damage to those books. You can, if you have favorites, like certain types of books and that kind of thing, and you mark them as favorites on the tile for the title, it'll pull up here. It'll let you see your history. It'll let you look at your profile, that kind of stuff. You can get some help and log out if you need to. But the important thing here is the holds, or so you can see the hold. It says it's available already, but I know for a fact that it's not. So what you really want to do is go into the checkouts, and what I'll do is I'll have checked out the book to you. So these are the books that my son has checked out right now. And I know that his school, they check out a couple extra books, but the idea is that when you place a book on hold, if you sign in and go to checkouts, it'll show you what's checked out. If the book that you place on hold is in this page on this checkout screen, your holds will not show a number next to them. The book will be checked out to you. This will not affect your due date as far as it being late or anything like that. And like we said, we're not doing fines for it being a couple days late, so that's not a concern at all. Please don't be freaked out by that. But this way, if you check and it's in your checkouts, it's ready to be picked up. That will let you know that it's there and ready to come. You can come to the school on Wednesday and pick it up. Or if your student's a face-to-face learner, then you know that on Wednesday, this should be in their backpack and ready to, when they come home, it'll be there for them. So this is where you should look to make sure that you're not making that extra trip up to the school to find out that the book's not ready. If it's here, it's going to be ready for you. It's going to be on my cart and I can hand it to you. Okay, so this is where you look to make sure that the book is here, ready for you, and checked out so that we can hand it off to you, okay? So this is where you want to look before you make that trip up. I don't want anyone to be inconvenienced in any more ways than necessary. I'm really trying to make this as easy for you parents as possible because I want your students to be able to have some books and have them available to hold in their hands, because that is such an important thing for our learners to be able to physically have those books in hand, to see them and feel them and look at the pictures and touch the words. So we want you to make sure that you check before you make the trip, that it's checked out and ready to go for you. So that way your child can have the book. There's not confusion, because I can't be running back into the library trying to find a book because you placed it on hold at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, hoping to be able to pick it up at 1:30. Like, this is how you're going to know if it's available for you. Okay. So use this to help you. I really do hope that you guys take a look at it and find some books that you'd be interested in, play some holds. We want those books in your students' hands. So I hope this helps. Have a great day. Please try this out, and I hope that you find some excellent books for your students. Thank you.